Nice pass out of the zone, finds Brendan O'Donnell. A chance for a 3-on-2. O'Donnell shoots, rebound in front. It's a goal! North Dakota strikes!
One of the keys for North Dakota in this game has got to be secondary scoring. They've got to be able to establish a presence offensively from the third and fourth line, and it just executed perfectly for them as O'Donnell comes streaking down. Watch as he looks to the middle, doesn't even look at the net. He fires at Malcolm off his blocker and driving to the net hard. North Dakota is able to convert on that goal as Gleason, I believe, will get credit for it. We'll see.
Well, it'd be either O'Donnell or Gorder.
Or Gorder, sorry. And this will be reviewed by the officials to make sure it was a good goal. And they will take their time to get it right, so there's no time limit on this. The officials can take as much time as they'd like to make sure that they get the best look they can. We'll take a peek at the overhead here. As you see, this puck is nice save by Malcolm as he gets into position. And the puck there looks like it's just on the line at that point. Hard to tell. If we get one more look at it. From the reverse, as you see, Rob O'Gara's in there fighting for the puck, the loose puck. Hard to tell from that angle to cross the line or not, as the net does fall off.
And to overturn a call, it's got to be indisputable video evidence to change the call on the ice, which is a goal. And they initially do credit O'Donnell.
A great job by great job by a net drive there, though, by North Dakota, as Connor Gorder got in there. Secondary scoring. We talked to Coach Haxtell before the game. He said, we need our guys in the third and fourth line to produce offensively. And you can tell they had a little jump on that play. And both officials now in the penalty box area where they have the replay capability. And they get all the looks. They can see everything that we can see. So they're going to have a chance to look at it and talk and discuss and what they feel would be the correct call.
Dave Haxtell told us earlier this week that what the third and the fourth lines do will largely determine how deep of a run North Dakota makes. And that's the fourth line out there producing this goal as it stands now.
And this is a very deep team. And you see Dane Jackson and Coach Haxtell there, his assistant. And we had a chance to talk to both of them before the game. And they really wanted to see that third and fourth line step up. And they really delivered a great rush on that play. Last night they felt the third line was the big difference in this end of the second period. They had a big shift. They came out, played the body. And what they're trying to tell down in the box while both officials are in there is they're really trying to see if it crossed the line. And from the initial angle from up top, I couldn't tell if it did or not from this angle. As you see, Malcolm's pad catches the puck, and from that angle, it's difficult to see if it did actually cross the line. And the officials will have to make a decision on this as O'Gara knocks it in with his skate for sure. And there's a couple things that they will be looking at here is, did that puck cross the line? Who pushed Malcolm to the post to knock the net off as well?
No, let me ask you this. The puck may or may not have gone in there, but right there it's clearly over the line. Clearly
over the line. The officials are going to assess whether the defensive player knocked the net off the net or the forward player initiated the net to come off. And that is a decision that they'll have to make. And down there in North Dakota on the bench looking for an answer. A great start to this game, whether this stands or not, because of the speed element that they brought. And the line change of Rocco Grimaldi to the top line with Corbin Knight and Danny Cristo, the two Hobie Baker candidates for North Dakota, I felt gave this team an added edge offensively in the game last night. And you could see coming out in this first period, they were flying on that first shift, and it's gone right through all four lines. Each line got a shift in the short amount of time that we've had out here. And their speed has been with it.
Trying to go to the Frozen Four for the 20th time in program history. It'd be the 6th time in 9 seasons under Dave Haxtell. who's still looking for his first title.
Jeff Malcolm had a great game in the first game in this regional for Yale and made the initial save on the shot that came in from Brendan O'Donnell. But the hard net drive by Connor Gorder is what caused the confusion in front. And we'll take another look at the play. As you can see, the puck is right here. And at what point does it cross the line? And it's a difficult one. I don't know. I don't know if I know the answer from that angle.
And again, it's got to be indisputable video evidence. So if they're with you that they can't tell, then it's got to stand.
Then it's got to stand, right? Because they call it a goal on the ice. But the one thing that I love what the NCAA has done, there's no time limit here. They can take as much time as they need to get it right. And that is so important with these reviews. You want to make sure you get it right. This is for a chance to go to the Frozen Four. Coach Haxtell, he wants the goal, obviously. But for Yale, you want to make sure that it's a good goal. And as time goes on here, obviously, the teams are going to get a little restless as they want to play hockey, but they got to stay fresh out there and focus on what's happened. Whether it's a goal or not a goal, Yale's got to stay focused. They had a good start. They came in, had a good shift, and they have a lot of confidence from yesterday's game. So they need to focus whether this is a goal or not a goal. Boys, stay in it. Let's get ready to play the rest of this game.
And to your point about the officials being allowed to take as long as they need, not just allowed, but encouraged to spend as much time as it takes to get it right.
Yeah, and they're both in there conferring, discussing what they're seeing from that angle that they have, or I should say, from the angles that they have. And there's Connor Gorder. He's a walk-on player, and he's been really solid for Coach Dave Haxtell for this team. And North Dakota, the #2 seed in this regional, and we thought we were going to have the Minnesota-North Dakota matchup, and the upset by Yale on the Gophers and Don Lucia's team has led us to this matchup. And you can see the officials both looking, trying to assess whether or not that puck did cross the line, and they have capability to blow it up and get a real good look at whether or not it crossed the line or not. And it looks like they may have some sort of answer for all of us.
The NCAA does have its own replay system. They're not necessarily looking at the camera angles from TV. No goal, and we're still